So let's settle this. Seed SD-01 versus the Pro V1. One is the benchmark golf ball, the other is nearly half the price, but both are a three-piece urethane ball. So if you're an average golfer, do you actually need the Pro V1? Or is the Seed SD-01 close enough for a lot less money? Let's cut them open to find out. I'm on a mission to find the perfect golf ball. Not for pros, not for the robots, but for the average golfer like you and me. And today we're putting Seed's SD-01 up against the Pro V1 and seeing what actually separates them on the inside. Let's start with the Seed SD-01. Now this is Seed's original golf ball, and this has been on my cut open list for a really long time because it's designed really deliberately for golfers like you and me. Not tour players, not 120 mph driver swings, normal swing speeds, normal launch conditions, normal golfers who still want proper performance. So this is a three-piece golf ball with a cast urethane cover and 336 dimple pattern and a compression of around 75. So straight away, this isn't a cheap distance ball. You're getting urethane cover, medium soft feel, greenside spin and a proper premium style construction. But at around £29 a dozen on their subscription model or £35 a dozen without, but it's still a lot cheaper than a Pro V1. Now one thing I will say about this ball, it's not trying to be the longest golf ball, it's more of a high launch, higher spin, medium soft urethane ball. And I think that matters because if you're a golfer who launches it low or struggles to hold greens, this is the kind of ball that could actually help your game. But if you already spin the ball too much or you're purely chasing driver distance, then this might not be the best fit for you and there might be another Seed golf ball to try out instead. So right, let's see what's inside this golf ball and cut it open with Jeff. So we can see it's a three-piece construction ball. You've got that green inner core, a mantle layer, and that thin cast urethane cover. And this is what makes the Seed SD-01 interesting. It's trying to give average golfers proper urethane performance without premium ball pricing. Now one thing I always look at when I look at these golf balls is how centered the core is on the inside. Because if that's off, you'll introduce an inconsistency before you even hit the ball. And this one looks clean and centered. So what we can see from this is that it isn't just some random cheap golf ball. It looks like something that's been properly made with a urethane cover to help your game. So this is a really good option if you want a medium soft feel, you want help launching the ball, you want more control than a basic two-piece golf ball, and you want something cheaper than a Pro V1. And by the way, if you're not sure which golf ball you should be playing next, scan this QR code or click the link in the description below and I'll send you my golf ball buying guide, which I think is really helpful. Now this is the benchmark, the Pro V1. This is what everything gets compared to in golf balls. So again, similar to the Seed, it's a three-piece construction ball. It's also got a urethane cover, but the compression's a bit firmer, around 87. And it's got Titleist classic 388 tetrahedral dimple pattern. And when you put them side by side, they actually look very similar. The dimples look really similar, but maybe they're a little bit flatter in the Titleist Pro V1. What do you think? So right, let's get hold of Jeff and cut this ball open to see what it looks like on the inside. Now this is where it gets interesting. It's also a three-piece ball. You can see it's got that blue inner core, the outer mantle, and that urethane cover looks really thin. It looks very uniform and consistent on the inside. And with a Titleist, you generally know what you're getting, but you do pay for it. And if you put these two golf balls next to each other, they look very similar on the inside. They've both got a three-piece finish. The outer layer of that urethane cover looks really thin on the Seed, as it does in the Pro V1. When I took the Seed SD-01 on the course, I was really impressed with how it performed on iron shots into the greens, and it was surprisingly receptive around the greens too. And actually, when you take a look at the data, this was backed up by today's golfer testing versus the Pro V1. They found on wedge shots it was higher spinning into the greens by nearly 200 RPM more than a Pro V1. But off the tee, the Pro V1 does still win. It's faster and longer. But distance isn't everything. It's not all about how far you hit it, it's about how many it takes to get into the hole. So with these balls, you've basically got the Seed SD-01, which is cheaper, softer, more spin focused, very playable for the average golfer. Then you've got the Pro V1, which is faster, longer, and maybe a more complete overall ball across the bag. But this is the real question. How much better does a Pro V1 need to be to justify the extra money? So let me know, which one would you play? The Seed SD-01 or Pro V1? Drop it in the comments, I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one.